What's up, YouTube? This is Headbada, and I just wanted to do a little video right before the new year on a game that happened yesterday. Falcons playing against Tampa Bay, and I gotta say this was a bit disappointing. I really don't care that we lost. Okay, well, I should say that. It's kind of bad news when you play your starters and you still can't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But first of all, let's talk about playing the starters. Mike Smith, I know I like your philosophy. You've been doing a hell of a job in Atlanta, but you already clinched the division. What is the point of you wanting to play? What is the point of you wanting to play your stars? I know you want to get a win to kind of keep the momentum going into January. I understand that. I get that. But you see the team is clearly struggling in the second quarter and the third. They just look lifeless. The defense was doing their job. The offense was just catastrophic. They just pooped everywhere. Matt Ryan was, I don't give a shit. Jacquizz Rodgers wasn't jizzing all over the field. Julio and Roddy weren't really doing anything. They just felt like they didn't care. And so, if you see that on the field, if you see that on the field, why not take them on the third quarter? And if you're still down by 5 or 6 or, within a one-possession game, then put them in the fourth quarter. Play them back, and if you want that victory, go for it. But you're lucky we got the home field advantage because you got Abraham hurt, you got Dunta hurt, and Matt Ryan took a sick, nasty hit in the first or second quarter that kind of looked bad. Not last year Lions bad, but it looked pretty bad. So I don't get it. But overall, this team in the beginning was very, very iffy. Just close to the wire games. They weren't playing their best. Then Roddy White had to open his mouth with that pedigree shit, but whatever. That doesn't matter. I will say this though. They had the pedigree once they lost to, or whatever. They had the pedigree once they lost, the dog food pedigree, yeah. They had the pedigree once they lost to Carolina. I think that woke them up. And they played Atlanta Falcons football for 2 games, if you can believe it. And, then they went back to pooping around all this shit. But overall, I give this team, if I were to grade them, I'd give this team like a B. They would put together a good half and then they would struggle. Or they would struggle the first half and they would come back. Really, the only 2 complete games they played against were the Giants, and they played a really, really solid game against the Lions. You talk about just complete domination on both sides of the ball. Unbelievable game. But it's playoff time, and the seeds are determined. Everything is set yesterday. There were some pretty fucking awesome games yesterday. That Minnesota-Green Bay game, oh my god. Damn, dude, that was insane. That 3rd and long by Christian Ponder to Michael Jenkins, that's clutch. That was clutch. That's unbelievable. But speaking of, if there was a team, if I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm rooting for the Minnesota Vikings because I want to see them rather than Washington or Seattle. Sorry, brain fart. I'd rather see those 2 teams. Washington looks completely different than when we played them in week, 5 or something. I don't remember. They look completely different. This team is really, really gelled together with RG3 and Alfred Morris, who I think should be the Rookie of the Year, but that's just my opinion. The guy broke Clinton Portis' rushing record, and he's just single-handedly carried the team. RG3 is good, but I think Morris deserves more credit. But that's another thing. I don't want to play Seattle because Seattle has a very, very aggressive defense. Very aggressive. I don't like facing them. So if I'm the Falcons, I am the Falcons. I'm a Falcons fan. If I'm a fan, I'm rooting for Minnesota to beat Green Bay, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Green Bay is Green Bay. Look at what happened with with whatchamacallit, with Aaron Rodgers. Needed a clutch drive. He drives all the way down the field. And that sick, disgusting pass in the end zone to Jordy Nelson. Man, they are a freaking good team. But, I mean, overall, I think the Falcons have a shot. You know, I think, realistically speaking, I think the Falcons are probably going to play. I think they'll probably play. Because let's see. Yeah, they'll probably play at Seattle. Seattle or not, I think they'll play RG3. That's going to be a tough game. Either way, I think the Falcons, I think their chances are a lot better. I think they stack better than last year when they played against the Giants, or 2 years ago when they played the Packers. Because those teams were really stacked. But I think you know, as good as the Washington Redskins and Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings, they have some flaws. I feel comfortable playing against those teams rather than playing against the Packers. But either way, I hope everyone has an awesome, awesome New Year. Hope everyone is safe, and I hope the Falcons can look at this new year and say, you know what, this is our time. Use that whiteboard material. Look, just pin. This is what you do. Just pin 2006, or no, wait, 2008, 2010, and 2011 on the board and say, hey, what happened those 3 years in January? And there you go. That should give you more than enough motivation to say, listen, this is our time. They're in our house this time. We're not going to, no more ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're playing our hearts out, and we're going to win this game. We're going to actually shut everyone up and say, hey, we're legit. But anyway, hope you guys have an awesome, awesome New Year. I'll catch you later.